Welcome back, in part 7 of BBC. Broadcasting House in Portland Place, Central London, is the official headquarters of the BBC.
It is home to 6 of the 10 BBC national radio networks: BBC Radio 1, BBC Radio 1 Extra, BBC Asian Network, BBC Radio 3, BBC Radio 4, and BBC Radio 4 Extra.
It is also the home of BBC News, which relocated to the building from BBC Television Centre in 2015.
On the front of the building are statues of Prospero and Ariel, characters from William Shakespeare's play The Tempest, sculpted by Eric Gill.
Renovation of Broadcasting House began in 2002 and was completed in 2012. Until it closed at the end of March 2015, BBC Television was based at BBC Television Centre, a purpose-built television facility opened in 1960, located in White City, 4 miles, 6 kilometres west of central London.
This facility was host to a number of famous guests and programs through the years, and its name and image is familiar with many British citizens.
Nearby, the BBC White City complex contains numerous program offices, housed in Centre House, the Media Centre and Broadcast Centre.
It is in this area around Shepherd's Bush that the majority of BBC employees worked.
As part of a major reorganization of BBC property, the entire BBC News operation relocated from the News Centre at BBC Television Centre to the refurbished Broadcasting House to create what is being described as one of the world's largest live broadcast centres.
The BBC News Channel and BBC World News relocated to the premises in early 2013.
Broadcasting House is now also home to most of the BBC's national radio stations and the BBC World Service.
The major part of this plan involved the demolition of the 2 post-war extensions to the building and construction of an extension designed by Sir Richard McCormack of MJP Architects.
This move concentrated the BBC's London operations, allowing them to sell Television Centre. In addition to the scheme above, the BBC is in the process of making and producing more programs outside London, involving production centres such as Belfast, Cardiff, Glasgow, Newcastle and, most notably, in Greater Manchester as part of the BBC North Project, scheme where several major departments, including BBC Northwest, BBC Manchester, BBC Sport, BBC Children's, CBBS, Radio 5 Live, BBC Radio 5, Live Sports Extra, BBC Breakfast, BBC Learning and the BBC Philharmonic have all moved from their previous locations in either London or New Broadcasting House, Manchester to the new 200-acre, 80-hectare Media City UK production facilities in Salford that form part of the large BBC North Group division and will therefore become the biggest staffing operation outside London. As well as the 2 main sites in London, Broadcasting House and White City, there are 7 other important BBC production centres in the UK, mainly specialising in different productions.
Cardiff is home to BBC Cymru Wales, which specialises in drama production.
Open since 2012 and containing 7 new studios, Rufla is notable as the home of productions such as Doctor Who and Casualty.
Broadcasting House Belfast, home to BBC Northern Ireland, specialises in original drama and comedy and has taken part in many co-productions with independent companies and notably with RTE in the Republic of Ireland.
BBC Scotland, based in Pacific Key, Glasgow is a large producer of programs for the network, including several quiz shows.
In England, the larger regions also produce some programming.
Previously, the largest hub of BBC programming from the regions is BBC Northwest.
At present they produce all religious and ethical programs on the BBC, as well as other programs such as A Question of Sport.
However, this is to be merged and expanded under the BBC North project, which involved the region moving from New Broadcasting House, Manchester, to Media City, UK.
BBC Midlands, based at the mailbox in Birmingham, also produces drama and contains the headquarters for the English regions of the BBC's daytime output.
Other production centres include Broadcasting House Bristol, home of BBC West and famously the BBC Natural History Unit, and to a lesser extent, Quarry Hill in Leeds, home of BBC Yorkshire.
There are also many smaller local and regional studios throughout the UK, operating the BBC regional television services and the BBC local radio stations.
The BBC also operates several news gathering centres in various locations around the world, which provide news coverage of that region to the national and international news operations. In 2004, the BBC contracted out its former BBC Technology division to the German engineering and electronics company Siemens IT Solutions and Services, SIS, outsourcing its IT, telephony and broadcast technology systems.
When Atos Origin acquired the SIS division from Siemens in December 2010 for €850 million, £720 million. The BBC support contract also passed to Atos, and in July 2011, the BBC announced to staff that its technology support would become an Atos service.
Siemens staff working on the BBC contract were transferred to Atos. The BBC's information technology systems are now managed by Atos.
In 2011, the BBC's Chief Financial Officer Aaron Patel stated to the House of Commons Public Accounts Committee that, following criticism of the BBC's management of major IT projects with Siemens, such as the Digital Media Initiative, the BBC partnership with Atos would be instrumental in achieving cost savings of around £64 million as part of the BBC's Delivering Quality First program.
In 2012, the BBC's then Chief Technology Officer John Linwood expressed confidence in service improvements to the BBC's technology provision brought about by Atos.
He also stated that supplier accountability had been strengthened following some high-profile technology failures which had taken place during the partnership with Siemens. We will continue about BBC in Part 8. Keep watching for more parts.